Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We haven't gone into the game because, well, ever since 1.5.2 came out, I've been having a few issues with a couple profiles, and I thought I would change it up a little bit. This is what we're going to do today. We did a giveaway based on Sunday. I asked you guys to ask a question. I got 17 responses, and I have a winner to give you. So we're going to do that first. Second thing that we're going to do is talk about a little bit of news relating to 1.5.2. I'll ask you guys what you are doing to get your stuff squared away. I'm having a little bit of a rough go at it. Third thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at the silver lining here. 1.5.2, which kind of came out of nowhere and pretty much killed two of my profiles. And those are the only ones I've gone through. The silver lining is it has this new driving academy, and so we're going to take a look at a couple things. I've already driven probably the first 3 levels, but it's going to start getting hard because we're really going to start backing the trailer and stuff. I'll show you what the academy is, and then I will embarrass myself pretty big is what is going to happen. I'm going to be doing it for the first time along with you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, I do need to mention thank you guys for viewing the video from Sunday, for watching it, for commenting and giving me your thoughts about what you thought was going to be the best thing you were looking forward to about the Volmaxx trailer. And we do have a winner in there. Out of the 17 people, the winner is DreiWhoGames. I put him through a randomizer, and that is the one that popped up. So DreiWhoGames, what I'd like you to do, I have my email down in the description. I need you to go ahead and get in touch with me via email. I'll send you the link over to the Volmaxx trailer, and yeah, we'll verify everything's going well. But thank you guys for participating. Let me know down below if a giveaway is something that you think is useful. Maybe we do that a little bit more often. Maybe I do it once a month or something like that. Let me know your thoughts down below. No matter what, though, thank you guys for participating, and I hope that everyone gets their copy of the Volmaxx. I'm enjoying it, or I was, until 1.5.2. Talk about that in a minute. But I do need to mention thank you to Tony Macaroni. Tony Macaroni was the one who donated the Volmaxx trailer, and that made this giveaway possible. Also, Tony Volma, the developer of the Volmaxx trailer, made it possible not only for me to have the trailer, but to have a second copy so that I can give one away to you. DreiWhoGames won it. But thanks to the Tonys for making that happen. Much appreciated. It looks like super amazing on the community. It's very easy, especially if you go on Facebook or if you go on some of these other Discords, to see so many people just trash talking. We already know that there's a whole bunch of problems with people ripping off developers and saying, oh, I'm not going to pay for a mod, and sometimes it just gives the community kind of a black eye. And it's days like that where both of the Tonys come together to make something happen for you guys, and I think that's absolutely amazing. So thank you to you guys. Yeah, let's get on with some news. So we are all set up in Driving Academy, but before we do, I need to get to a couple things. It seems like this 1.5.2 just kind of came out of nowhere, a little bit of a surprise. A lot of developers saying, we were not ready for that. We're getting our stuff prepped as soon as we can. I know that one of those is Dom. I have the updates for Dom's 379. I have the updates for Pister's Peterbilt, but he also updated Pister and Damo. They also updated all of their trailers as well. I don't know if they fully work. I had a mod that had something like 190 mods. It was ridiculous. I haven't touched it, and I haven't gone through and filtered it. And I spent about 2 hours filtering it today because I could not get it to stop crashing to desktop. I lowered it all the way to 40 mods, and I basically had a series of engines, transmissions, no maps, very little extra sound packs, no traffic, I pretty much had one truck. I had Dom's, which was updated. I had 4 of Pister's trailers, all of which had been updated. And that's pretty much, oh, and one engine, because I knew the engine and I decided to take out all the other engines. No extra cams or, views or radio or even GPS. I took out pretty much everything. And I still am not getting that profile to load properly. I tried a second one and I got it down from about 150 down to 70. And the same thing was happening. So earlier today, I've tried 2 different profiles and I put in about 2 hours trying to clean them up, and I cannot get a single one working. I know that there are a lot that are showing incompatible, but I mean, what else would happen other than I'm just sitting on like 10 or 15 mods that are incompatible, but they don't say that they're incompatible. And yes, before you ask, I've closed out Steam completely, not just the window. I closed it, restarted the computer, fired it back up, verified the files, and I did that 5 times. 5 times, and knocking my mod list down to like 10% of what I had, and I still cannot get a single profile to open up. They all crash to desktop. So I don't know if you guys are having the same problems. If you are, I'm sorry about that. I wish I had an answer for you. But if you have found an answer, it would be great to hear from you. Go ahead and leave a comment down below, because maybe it's not the same mod that I have. But eventually, if we talk to each other, we're going to find out, oh, this same person said that about the SOOOO Mega Pack, or they said that about the what is it, the Real Companies or Jazzy Cats or some traffic mod, and we can all kind of combine our efforts and figure out what's limiting us and what is not. But anyway, I'm a little bitter. I'm probably got a rant coming in the future, not for this video, about how every single little update seems to just set you back about a week, and now all the developers have to catch up, and by the time everyone catches up and gets everything, they'll drop the next one, and what's the point? I basically have to reset, and I have to go in, I have to sell my truck, I have to deactivate the mod, I have to get the update, install that, bring it back into my profile, make it an active mod, buy the truck again, spend about 40 minutes building it, and I got to do this like every 2 weeks. It's pretty much been the same thing ever since 1.5 dropped. I'm a little bitter, can you tell? SCS, thank you for the updates. It's great that you're making progress and doing tons of these things, but a lot of people like to get in a truck and they like to drive it for as long as possible. Put on the miles. Hey, that's the truck that I always go back to. Now everyone's got new trucks because you got to sell them and reinstall the new. That seems like what's happening. That's what's happening with me anyway. I haven't had a truck longer than 2 weeks since 1.5 dropped. And if that's going to be the case, SCS, why don't you spread your updates out a little bit? Maybe give me about 4 or 5 days to have the truck before I have to reset everything. And rant. And anyway, Driving Academy. So I've already been through many of these. So there's 30 of them. I've been through 19 of them, and it starts out really basic. In case you didn't really know what was going on, you can always check. Obviously, this is free because it comes with the 1.5.2, and it goes down everything from adjusting seats and mirrors, looking at the different cameras, orienting yourself with lights and wipers and pretty much everything. Straight drives back, straight drive forward, and then you start to do maneuvers with the truck, just with the tractor, and it ramps up. And then you start to go through some simple training courses, and you go through some more advanced. This advanced training course, it wasn't hard, but it's kind of like, I feel a little bit of pressure because it took me almost 3 or 4 minutes of constant driving. Granted, some hairpin turns and a lot of 90-degree turns and more than 90-degree turns, and you kind of had this sense of like, well, I've already, I've been playing this game forever, there's no way I could fail this course. And then you start to take it a little bit more serious as you get to like the 3.5-4 minute mark, and God, how stupid would I feel if I knocked over one cone now? So you take it a little bit more seriously. I think it is actually, believe it or not, maybe this is just a testament to how poor of a driver I am. I am actually learning some stuff from it. So Just gives you a little bit of feedback. All you got to do is fail 2 or 3 times and go, huh, that explains why I keep running over the curb.
You're driving on the sidewalk!
Anyway, now we're getting a little bit more complex. We are maneuvering with a trailer, and I've already done some of the basic ones. These are the straight backs, being able to take an extra hard turn so you can straighten her out, diagonal parking. This one was really hard. This advanced training course here, this turn right here was the simplest of the turns that it takes you through. It does give you a 53-foot reefer or drive-in. And luckily, you've got the tandems pulled up. It's kind of like more similar to what you'd see in California, since you have to drive with the tandems up. And that does help quite a bit. With the tandems in the far back position or spread, there's no way you'd be able to get through this course. No way. And I had to do a lot of pulling up, repositioning myself. And you even have portions of this, I think it's maybe one of these earlier, where you have to run a series in reverse. And I have a feeling coming up we're about to be doing a lot more with reverse. This is basically where I left off. Chapter 4, reversing with the trailer. Let's take a look at a couple of these. Since I can't really drive, I can't get a profile to open. And granted, it just dropped today, so I'll have to figure that out. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple. All right, so now when you just go ahead and click on the objective or click on the task and then start scenario. These can be a little bit long-winded. They do walk you through every single bit of what and showing you what to do from different angles, aerial views, this angle, different angles. So they show you exactly what they want you to do. It's pretty straightforward, but if you want to go ahead and skip all this and just go straight to the task, then you can just hit escape. Obviously, I'm just going to hit enter and show you kind of what it's like. They're just going to walk you exactly through what they want you to do. You're backing up basically kind of at an angle, and then they give you a little bit of advice. By the way, these little bits of advice, you might think it's dumb. It helps quite a bit, especially for people that are new to the game or haven't driven a truck before. So it is a little bit long-winded. It gives you a lot of notes. And it's funny, too, because they ask you to hook up to the trailer, and they said, well, normally this is where the driver would get out and hook up everything, but for our case, we're just going to have you press a button. I would love that to be foreshadowing, SCS. How about allow us to get out and manually put that together? And if you're not one of those people that wants to see it and you think it gets in the way, why not create it with a function that automatically is disabled so that only the people that care have to go in and hit that switch? That'd be awesome. All right, so it's backing up, and they're going to get hooked up. That's what you have to do. Nice little animations there. And then you're going to pull forward. Where are you driving? It'll tell you. There are usually a lot of arrows mapped out all over the place. So they want us to go here to the right. Oh, are we going to be... Oh, yeah, because we're going to be backing it up. I believe... Oh, okay, so this is more of a get in line so you can pull it straight back. That's not too hard. This one should be pretty simple. The trailer will always turn opposite to the tractor. Thank you. Again. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is just too many reminders. I got it. You want me to pull back in a straight line. I'll figure it out. So, like, it can be a little long-winded here. Perfect for someone who is just getting into the game and has no experience, no concept of what is going on. So that's kind of cool. And again, like I said, you could always just go ahead and skip it if you don't want to go through and look at all of that explanation. All right, let's get that out of the way. Okay, so they want you to prepare the truck to reverse. So basically, just turn the truck on. I get all my lights going. I like to keep it realistic. We got headlights. We got the windows down. We're going to pull the parking brake. Get my track IR on. I assume the trailer is right behind me, correct? Or do I have to back up and turn? No, it's way back there. Okay, so it's a little bit at an angle. That's right. This is weird. First time not in a while not using Zmod's FOV mirror. It looks like it's a half-mile back there. All right, reverse, and something that they don't tell you. Hit the horn. I'm going to go ahead and do that. By the way, so much easier if you have an eye tracker or track IR doing this. Just so much easier to be able to orient yourself, especially in some of those obstacle courses, with or without trailers. Some of them can get pretty gnarly. See how well I do lining up. Oh, probably could have turned a little earlier. I think that's going to work, though. Okay, I felt a connection. Apply the parking brakes. And then we're going to simulate getting out, right? Now we're just going to press the button. Okay, so now we got to park right there. So we got to pull up over there to the right. And by the way, you do have a choice of the truck, but it's all SCS trucks. And I know that because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get into this because all my mods are down. So we're just going to go ahead and pull forward like this. It may be easier if you choose a more modern cab, or if you... I mean, they don't have any day cabs, but I gotta think it's going to be easier with like an International LT or a Freightliner Cascadia than it is with this 389. But nonetheless, I've committed to it, and we're backing up, hitting the horn, letting everyone know what's going on. Might as well just get the four-ways on, too. I back a lot like this, and then once I get closer, I start to use the mirrors. Maybe we'll see how long that lasts, because these mirrors, it just feels like everything is so far away. I'm not used to this at all. It's a long back. I'm going to go ahead and take a look again. And just like normal, you're entering this box, and it's kind of like where you'd go to pick up a load or drop off a load. The box will turn green eventually. Just go slow because they put a lot of cones right behind you, and you have very little room. As soon as it turns green, you can't go too much farther, otherwise you miss the spot. There you go, green, and we're on the brakes. Take it out of gear, parking brake. Let's go ahead and get the windows up. I turn all the lights off. We can get the four-ways off as well. That concludes this run. And then it gives you a little breakdown of what you did, all the rules and all the goals. And that's pretty much what we're doing here. So it's going to get a little bit more complex. Let's do a couple more. And maybe we'll have the opportunity to see what a klutz I am at actually reversing these trailers. So we'll start to watch as it gets a little bit more complicated. I like to watch them, especially when I'm doing reverse stuff, so I can see exactly what they're having us do. Okay. So are we just backing up in a straight line? Is that the goal here? You need to overwork. I don't need to overwork it. Okay. Is that all we're doing? Or are we actually curving here? I really wish that it wouldn't stop so often. Okay, so we're just putting this into a parking spot on a regular back. Okay. And, you know, that's all you had to say. You know, saying that at the beginning, hey, we're going to take this, put it over there, instead of like a 9 point, 10 point, 11 point, like step by step. I totally get it, though. Someone who is just playing this game for the first time might see this and be like, hey, that's cool. Let me go ahead and go with this. I hope I don't fail in any of these now that I'm talking about how redundant it is. And okay, we're set off. We're going to go ahead and put it in reverse and get the parking brake out. We're going to start reversing. Let's take a look. So basically where we're going, it's not too far. It just seems like a mile back because of these mirrors. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Start with a little gradual turn. Start to turn a little bit more. Obviously, we want to stay away from the cones when we go to curve back. Let's see if I start to turn too early or too late or what. Maybe a little bit too early, but I'm trying to save it here. So there's definitely some things to work on. I've been playing this game for a while. I'm not bad at backing up. I'm not great. I'm definitely better in this position than I am third person, if you've seen any of my videos. But there's always room to improve and work on it. I'm going to go ahead and do a pull-up. Pull-ups are absolutely fine in this. They do not dock you at all. In fact, in one of them they say, for the first time when you're going to reverse, they say, if you have to pull up, no shame in that. You're not timed, and that's exactly what you want. You know, you want to put yourself under as little pressure as possible to learn how to do it correct. And if you want, like later on, you can try these challenges again. Try to time yourself and say, hey, you know, I know what I'm doing now, so let me give myself a little bit of a challenge. And probably the practical application of that is, as much as you'd say, take your time, let's be safe, in reality, in the real world, you know, maybe there are constraints put on you that shouldn't be. Like by your boss or something like that. Who knows? So maybe you practice doing it a little bit faster. All right, so reversing into a turn, not too bad. Let's do a couple more, because I know this is going to be kind of a short video because we don't really have a drive today. Parking here requires an alley parking maneuver. Okay, fine, we get into alley parking. Let's go ahead and see it. Okay, so you're definitely going to want to stick close to the driver's side, close to that truck probably. And that's what he's doing. He's starting out like that. We pretty much all know what's going on. If you are new and you do not know what's going on, you want me to stop these, you can always pause the video. I'm just showing you a couple of these. I don't want to actually spoil it. You'll probably see a whole bunch yourself when you get to play this. So basically, okay, yeah, just talking to you about timing. So that previous example where I started turning a little bit early, I might get kind of screwed by this if I haven't learned any lessons, because there's not a whole lot of room for alley parking. How far do they have us going here? And where's the eventual parking? Is it just right there? That's not too bad. At least they don't have us U-turning in, you know, backwards. All right, orient ourselves. We'll get the lights on. Start up the truck, windows down, headlights are on, hit the horn, pull out the parking brake, and put her in gear. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. So we got to pretty much get going right away on this, because that alley is right there. See how we're doing on the right. It always encourages you to be looking at the mirrors all the time. Going up over that curb, I don't know if there's a way to avoid that. Are we hitting? Oh, we hit. Okay, there you go. See, that's what happens when you mess up. It says no collisions, and you have to repeat it. So let's do that one more time. Go to restart. It was so close. So close. Okay, I got to turn a little bit earlier here. And you know what? They don't really do anything too similar. The closest you have is parking between a couple of trailers. It seems a little bit more intimidating when it's a building, if you ask me. But I also haven't been put in this exact spot before, so. Alright, we got the lights on. Again, windows down, hit the horn, pull the parking brake, put it in reverse, and let's roll. I'm trying to do as much of this in the truck as possible. I think that's kind of the idea. They don't say that it, you know, they actually recommend, because they go through all the different views. They recommend that you get out, take a look, or sometimes even try a different view that you haven't tried before. And it's, you know, kind of the idea is maybe it would take you a little bit longer in real person, but you're supposed to get out, take a look around the truck, and figure out what's going around before you crash into something like I did. We might have to come up on the curb a little bit here. Alright, So let's take this opportunity to go ahead and pull up. Straighten up that trailer a little bit. Don't want to go too far in here because then we'll lose the ability to really turn. You can turn a little bit, I just don't want to take out this telephone pole. If we turn early, by the time it's time to correct it, we'll be going away from that telephone pole now. Yeah, I could definitely use some help on this. This is actually, these are good skills. This is not a bad idea, SCS. Still wish you didn't shut down my whole game. But we are getting a look at what this little driving school is all about. Driving Academy. Might not be perfectly straight, but we're in there. We have the greens. We can go ahead and get the parking brake on. Turn off the lights. Let's go ahead and get these mirrors up. And as soon as that happens, we'll shut off the key. They also do want you to pull it out of gear. I think they detect that, and that's one of the things. At least earlier on, they say it's a check mark, like taken out of gear. All right. So that was not too bad at all. Alley parking maneuver. All right, let's just do one more. If it's too much and it's going to spoil it for you, you can go ahead and sign off. I appreciate you watching. We'll do one more, though. One more. Okay, this is just an offset. So we got to pull ahead straight and then kind of angle back. I see. And obviously not hit the cones on the left or the right. They put the cones in a very specific spot to get you to pay attention to what to do. Obviously, this is simulating things like walls, sidewalks, cars, other buildings and stuff. Makes perfect sense. We got to kind of snake our way in there. So this should be interesting. It's really, and I don't mean this to sound like it's an excuse, but I really have been using that Zmod's FOV mirror where things just appear so much quicker or so much closer. And I can't use that right now because I can't. It's once you get into this, it's kind of like vanilla SCS. I don't think there are any mods allowed in this, and the proof of that is that I haven't been able to get into any of my profiles, but I can still get into this. All right, so we basically just got to put it right on the other side of that barrier. Should be super simple, right? All right, let's get some lights on. We will get the windows down. Headlights on. Parking brake is off. We'll get the track IR off or on. Put it in gear and we'll get going. So this way, and sometimes they do have it like this where you actually have like a certain check-in. And with this one, they want you in a very specific position when you start your back. So I have to wait till this turns green. And in the top left, it'll actually tell you, okay, it's time to put it in reverse now. So we're green, check mark, and reverse. Put it in reverse. So we got to make it go back over there. We could always use, and they say that you can do this. We got to turn in a little bit more. I think we're going to overcook it. Yeah, we are going to overcook it. Let's go forward. Maybe I'll just stick with one view. I think we're going in the right place. Nope, I didn't go far enough. See, everything is so far away. Killing me. All right, we got to go over a little bit more now. Oh, we're going to take out those cones. Watch those cones in the front. Now got to turn over hard here. This is good practice. This is absolutely good practice. Oh, I've hit something. What did I hit? What did it say on the screen? It said something on the screen. It'll tell you like where you impacted it, like either with the trailer or no cones are knocked over. Okay, well, I got to do it again. Got to do it again. And of course, we're going to skip through all this and we'll get right into the truck. Track IR off, headlights on, start the engine, windows down, headlights on, parking brake. We'll go ahead and get the track IR on, and we'll run it. See, they don't want you to cheat here. They want you to pull straight up. But this is probably more of a likely scenario, like kind of like the parallel parking version for a truck. They do ask you to do that earlier on too, but just with the cab so far. All right, hit the horn. Let them know we're coming back. Nope. Go ahead just a little bit. We started the turn a little bit early. Don't think. What am I hitting? What am I hitting? It's telling me my back right. The back right. Okay, so I got to turn so much quicker. This is harder than it looks. This is definitely harder than it looks. I got to pull up. Look how far I've hit that cone, and look how close I am to the other one. I've got to almost skim that cone with the back left. Or, I don't know, maybe maybe I have to hook it over there faster. I just keep thinking I'm going to hit those cones. Man, okay, one more time. If I don't get it this time, we're wrapping. But I think we're going to get it. I'm hopeful. All right. Got the car got the truck started. Let's go ahead and make sure my tires are straight. That's what they would be during this test. Headlights are on. Parking brake is off. Track and IR enabled. And let's do this one more time. Did I get the windows down? That's what happened. That was the whole reason. Didn't have the windows down. Right? And the sun was in my eyes. The wind was blowing. Alright. Hit the horn. Let's try this one more time, huh? See if we can get over there quicker. I don't want to push it too far over because then we're going to hit these cones with the front of the truck like we're already going to do. Yeah, just be easier with a shorter truck. That would be for sure. Let's see if that's going to get me over there quick enough. I got to really hug that cone right there. That cone right by that tire right there. There we go. Now I got to straighten it out on time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's getting away. It's getting away. I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it. Don't have to go fast. It's not a race. It is not a race. Good thing it wasn't, because we would be in last place, that's for sure. I think this is really helping my skills. It's really helping me, too, to just... The more experience you have with it, the more you realize, especially if you fail a couple times. Get the windows up. It's out of gear. Parking brake is set. Lights are off. Here we go. That wasn't too bad. If you're going to try it in third person, obviously, that's one thing. I think the whole point of what we're trying to do here is to actually stay in the cab and see what you can do. The mistakes that you make, you're going to learn. You're going to go, okay, I know. I'm hitting that backside. I need to get it over quicker. And that's going to give you a lot of help when you're actually parking this like in between trailers and whatever, doing your drop-offs. You'll say, okay, this is kind of like what I was doing before. Let me just try hugging that railing on the left-hand side. And it ends up helping. Now, this is not a paid mod. This comes with the update. It is completely free if you've already purchased the game. That's the really only prerequisite. So who is this for? Who is this going to work for? I think anyone wanting to refine their skills, especially people that don't have experience driving a truck other than in a simulator. I think this is also going to help brand new people who are new to the game. They got it and they're like, can someone just show me something? Because a lot of these things, they're not exactly, if you haven't driven a truck before and you haven't made these maneuvers, you need a little bit of a foundation. And I think that this provides that for sure. They might even be able to use this as a good marketing plan to put out there and say, hey, it's not just a truck simulator game. We're actually going to show you and walk you step by step how it is, how you make these maneuvers. It's almost like kind of a pre-driving school for those that might be interested. I definitely think that people who are interested in getting it correct, learning how this thing actually works, wanting to see that improvement in themselves, I think that would be a huge marketing point there. So I see this work for those that are truck drivers, for those that are veterans of the game and don't struggle with pretty much anything. I don't know what this is going to do other than maybe give you some challenges. That's the one thing. Even if it's super easy, and this isn't super easy, this is it. You got to pay attention. It's challenging. But some of these in the beginning, they were super simple. But even then, it's nice when a game actually gives you some sort of objective, right? If you think about all of the mods that we have going, realism for gas prices and buying used trucks and real companies and realistic transmissions, just everything is built to kind of get us immersed in the game. And also even with like virtual trucking companies, you've got something like, I got to hit my 1,000 miles for the month or 2,000 miles for the month or whatever it might be. You're giving yourself like a purpose to drive. The Truckee app, if you use the Truckee app, you can kind of design your own drives, or you can keep it more or less random. And then that's kind of your objective basically, or whether you're the, like working for a company or you want to pick your own out because you're an owner operator, that sort of thing. All these things are going towards giving you motivation to play. And I think this is kind of a, hey, let's pretend that I need to get through this in order to first work with my company. And anytime the game can give that to you and not just say, well, here's a couple tutorials and like it does right now without this driving academy, just says, all right, well, eventually, do a bunch of driving, you'll make some money and you'll be able to hire people and buy more trucks. Good luck. And this is kind of like that first player game, that you would get into and gives you some sort of objective. So I think that's kind of cool too. I'm going to go through the rest of these at a later point. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this Truck Academy. And let me know if you find any secrets to what is given is it 1.5.2 bugs? Is it just that people need to get stuff updated? Could it have updated to a certain degree that 90% of the mods are just, or maybe this is just my issue. If that's the case, let me know. Say, hey, I'm doing good. That's fine. Then I'll know it's my problem, which could be the case. But been working on this ever since 1.5, just a constant battle. And if I didn't have as much time like dedicated to putting out this content, I got to tell you, I don't know if I'd still be playing this game. I might be moving on. And I've already started looking at other games too, because things like this are happening more often, and I may have to start getting on some other sims. I'll be back with Truck Simulator always. I built the whole dashboard. I'm not going anywhere, but days like this, update comes out, I have no profiles. It just so happens they just released this Trucking Academy, and that's pretty much why you've got this video, other than to announce the winner of the giveaway. Otherwise, that would have been a 5-minute video. So I don't know. We'll see what happens going forward. If you enjoyed the content here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell if you want to see all of my videos. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.